Edo State House of Assembly don call on federal and state governments say make them take urgent action to dredge rivers and set up flood prevention points for over 25 communities for Edo State. This important resolution na wetin dem present during plenary session for Wednesday, October 16, 2024. Member wey dey represent Esan South East constituency, Honorable Sezwa Ojezeli, opened the discussion by highlighting the flooding wahala wey don displace people for more than 25 communities.
Ojezeli Sezwa Sunday Chief, and I represent all the people of Esan South East State constituency, whose headquarters is at Mr. Speaker,
that's the mission which is
yes, you know that it's a very old town. You know, at the time, even your constituency was on that.
So,
I seek your permission to continue to my
wow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I saw that news that even the unit, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, have gone several this year about incessant rainfall that is going to take place. Mr. Speaker, as we speak presently, almost half of my constituency have been submerged by flood. Over 23 communities, about 5 communities in Lushi. You know, one very important thing or very notable thing about my constituency is that I think I'm the only honorable member here who represents a constituency that have an island. Very, very important to take note of that. I think all the constituency like if you want to have an island, I think it's going to do. Other people might have some the streams and rivers moving around in what I have an island. That island is a sort of beauty to the road. As we speak presently, it has been submerged by flood. Places like Ilushi, Fekwai, but there are very communities have been driven away. Those communities have been driven away by flood. If you go to the headquarters of the constituency now, there is a big activities and so many things are taking place there. See people on the streets, people that have been driven away from their various community in the local government. Mr. Speaker, I also want this house in a way to it very closely because it's becoming a recurring decimal. Every year that people will be driven away and nothing has been done, so nothing much has been done about it. Mr. Speaker, as we know, these communities we talk about talking about, they are the major producer of fish products that provide in the local government. As we speak now, we are seriously in short supply of those products we supply. Even the yam, because most of these communities are agrarian communities. Mr. Speaker, a lot of disasters have happened that even most of their properties have been destroyed. We are looking at the possibility of through the various agencies, both state and federal, when they look at it and give it a permanent solution. Mr. Speaker, I know when you have been doing that, I know you use your good office to look into this matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also know that this issue of flood is not really only an issue taking place in my constituency. I know other constituencies like Esako, Central, and so on. They are also faced with this kind of situation. But I think mine is more perfect than those other constituencies. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And there is submerged and it's very difficult to move to avoid submersion. Why can't they move to such a particular area to discuss this issue? This topic here is not the issue. Every year, when you go to Russia, So, the way to go around is I think we want to talk for discuss here, last year, this year, we are discussing again. So, members have asked on the review and flood issue. For me, if you are the best to do is to select the
Other members like Honorable Sunday Agedo, where they represent Ovia Southwest, and Honorable OJ Eugene Inegebo, where they represent Igweben, also took mouth for the flooding matter, emphasized say them need to take serious action to stop the wahala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stay the mayor of Sunday. Also still representing all the people in Ovia Southwest constituency. Mr. Speaker, I want to sympathize with my bosom friend, the crying legislator, about what is happening in his constituency, especially the island. I'm with him because I believe in the next 1 week or so, I will also come to the House to move a motion just like this. Because like the Speaker said, my local government is both on land and on water, at least 2-3 wards and in water. And as we speak, Nikrowa, like you said, is already submerged. Even the jetty that the governor just constructed there now has been submerged. As we speak, there's no way you can travel to Nikrowa. The bridge there, Lake Nikrowa, and other communities have also been submerged. So it has been there, and I think what my brother was saying, my bosom friend was saying, is how the people there will get palliative, how the government will support, all the authority concerned will support, and I urge this House to ensure that the people there don't suffer unduly, including people in my constituency. So I want to sympathize with you and the people over there. And I believe that if we have a good government just like this, I think we'll be able to ameliorate the suffering of the people. You know, these people have been there for years, and all their earnings have been put in that area. It is not easy for them to relocate. What we are saying is that the government should help them relocate. We need the support of the government. That is not relocation, Mr. Speaker. Create another community where there will be no water. These people, they cannot do it now on their own because they don't have the fund to do it. It is now left with the government to do something about it. Relocation. Yes. Thank you.
I represent the people of Edo House. Mr. Speaker, just as my brother from this House has spoken, is a true position. One thing I want this House to know is that most of the food products that service the whole of Edo not just a flooding problem. It's the river that overflows its bed. So, and when we say the people should relocate, Mr. Speaker, the government has to create an enabling environment where these people relocate to. Because if you notice, those places that are flooded is their ancestral home. This is where they get their food from. People live on the sea, on the island, and without those people being there, no food will come out from there. So what the government can do in this regard, Mr. Speaker, my humble suggestion, is that during the rainy season, the government should create a place where these people can relocate to. After the rains, these people can go back to their ancestral homes and continue their farming. And when there is a threat of flood, they can be located. So if that is done, we have to check the situation as it is right now. Because I remember there was a time in the ocean when the Correctional overflowed its bank and flowed into the lives of the people. Somebody mistakenly killed his own son, thinking it was a fish that entered the tank. Because right now people start picking fish from inside their compound. So if you go, you will see that the river Niger has moved out of the market. It's now at the road. So the business is now moved out of the road as we speak. So the government should intervene by creating a place where they can relocate when this kind of floods come. That's our observation. And if that is done, the people will not suffer. Thank you, President.
As dem dey respond to the flooding situation, the House come adopt 5-point resolution wey urge both federal and state governments make dem dredge rivers, create flood prevention points and take other measures to protect the affected communities.
This is a very nice suggestion that people should relocate. But Mr. Speaker, I want to also remind you that the Land Use Act of 1979 or 1980 is not fully operational as far as Nigeria is concerned. We still have where people lay claims to landed properties as their ancestral properties. Relocating them, first of all, we're going to find out where are we going to locate them to? Which community we want to accept the entire community or more than 25 community in their own land? I think that is a very pertinent question we should first of all ask ourselves when we are talking about relocating them away from the ancestral. Also, the honorable member representing the group, they also said something that those people, they have their own trade, they have their own feed. They are mostly fishermen. If you relocate fishermen away from island to mainland, like places like Edo, which is a very local government, I think they will not actually do well in that area. Because at the end of the day, what they are known for will no longer be there. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have here a motion calling on the federal, state, and local government, as well as federal and state emergency relief agencies and some charitable organizations to come to the aid of East and Southeast local governments ravaged by flood disaster recently. Whereas the people of East and Southeast local government of Edo State, which is a part of federal and state constituency, as enshrined in the first schedule, section 3, part 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Whereas the House of Assembly of the state shall have powers to make laws for the peace, order, and good governance of the state or any other part thereof, including East and Southeast, in section 4, subsection 6 of the amended 1999 Constitution. Whereas the people of East and Southeast used to be provided with security, need to be provided with security and welfare, which is a primary duty of government in accordance with section 14, subsection 2b of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Whereas East and Southeast people are mainly peasant farmers whose farmlands and animals have been destroyed by the flood. 137 inhabitants from 25 communities of West and Southeast are currently homeless and exposed to harsh weather as houses were destroyed, roofs blown off. It includes about 2,162 adults and 3,575 children, whereas the children of those affected ought to be in school, but are roaming about now in strange villages and towns. Mr. Speaker, this is my presentation motion. Be it therefore resolved by this Honorable House that the federal, state, and local government should urgently undertake an on-the-spot assessment to ascertain the level of damage caused by the flood. 2, that the federal and state emergency relief agency should provide palliatives to those affected. 3, that other charitable organizations should, as an act of mercy and charity, send relief materials to the people affected by the flood in this and Southeast constituency. 4, and last, that our senior colleagues at the National Assembly be appealed to draw the attention of the federal government to it through a motion of an urgent public importance at both houses, just as we are doing now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I want to present the public witness as well as this. Mr. Speaker, as I was discussing with my friend for this sacrifice, one, the findings or the result by the staff wanted to just add a fifth number, a fifth resolution to it. That because if we continue talking of this matter day out, day in, day out, and there is no permanent solution to it. And just as my friend from Eastern Southeast has said, these are their ancestral homes, and it's difficult to relocate people from their ancestral homes. You have their schools, their market, their farms, their businesses there. So it's not, but the federal government and the state government can come together. If the river Niger is dredged every year during the dry season before the rains, it will prevent the overflow of the bank during the rainy season. So I don't know whether we can add a fifth column to read that the federal government and state government should as a means to be to end success and flooding to always dredge the river Niger to avoid winds overflow. That's our fifth column.
I was going to say that should create a temporary
flooding. It's a worldwide problem. However, we also know that there are measures that are carried out to prevent the disastrous effects of areas that are prone to repeated flooding on a yearly basis. The flooding in this area has been on and on every year. So I believe the government should be prepared to forestall this flood and its disastrous effect on these people. Apart from, if you look at Over River, Benue and Madrid, the expanse of the river, the boundaries of the river 20, 30 years ago has shrunk. And it is as a result of lack of dredging and defining the river boundaries. If you claim the river, when a time will come, the river also claim that land. It's just a matter of some years.
fine.
Another solution to dredging, I can add to it, is what we call retention ponds. Retention ponds, where the government will dig artificial ponds, where this water, as it's coming in its force, can be channeled to those ponds. It is called retention pond. It's what they do in developed countries. Another is what we call floodgates or river walls, flood walls, that also prevent the water from just rushing into that community when it's coming. There are little measures that are put in place to reduce the disastrous effect of flooding in those areas that are prone to yearly flooding. So I would suggest, apart from dredging, they should also put what they call detention ponds. They should also put channelization and floodgates. Of course, dams are also used to control such flooding in the other countries. Just like a dam has its own problem too, but dam is one thing they use to control flooding too in the other countries. And dam will serve not only to generate electricity, will also control flooding. That will also serve as what we call irrigation farming. These people, all their land, maybe I'm not from that place, but I believe they grow rice in those areas. That supplies this part of the state. So, and then secondly, you say people should migrate from their place of abode to other place. How do they do that on a daily basis? So, I believe the government should put all these things in place, knowing fully well that these people are subject to flooding on a yearly basis. The solution must be provided for them to prevent the disastrous effect of this flooding that happens every year. Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion taken over. I won't hear for it.
Motion for amendment.
Motion for amendment. As beautifully carved by our colleague, the member representing East and Southeast, the effect that the incessant flooding is affecting communities in the state be checked. As a second.
Item over member representing Edo House. I rise to second the motion as moved by member representing Govumet. Thank you very much.
You came out with some findings and some resolution which has been amended. If you're in agreement that this resolution should be the decision of this House, please say aye. Those against, aye. This five resolution of this House. Please, copies of the resolution be sent to the Governor of the State. Governor, for his good reference.
The House can continue their agenda by reviewing reports from the Committee on Agriculture as them discuss bill to amend the Edo State College of Agriculture and Natural Resources Law of 2019, wey go help improve the governance structure of the college and promote wider participation for reforms. This bill passed third reading.
I present the very sagacious report prepared with this constituency, and by God's grace, the majority leader of this noble house. Mr. Speaker, we report that the 15th day of October 2024, reports from the Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources was adopted on this bill. Today, in furtherance of the continuation of the Committee of the Vote towards the passage of this law, I apply that Mr. Speaker change toga from Mr. Speaker and assume the position of the Chairman of the Committee of the Vote by moving from the upper chair and coming to the lower chair for the purpose of considering the bill as so.
distinguished members, just passed the committee where the bill for a law to amend the State College of Agriculture and Natural Resources Law 2019 was found in governance structure of the college and allowed wider participation in academic reforms. We've gone through it and all members of the that we should proceed to third reading. The agreement is a act. Don't forget to say the act.
Our Tory person Omo Ikarirekom also reports that the majority leader of the House, Honorable Charity Agbobaweyan, also present for the second reading a bill for a law to establish and regulate the Edo State Correctional Service wey go help improve public safety.
Mr. Speaker, my name is Charity Agbobaweyan. I am the member representing the very South people of the constituency, and by God's grace, the majority leader of this noble house. I'm excited today, Mr. Speaker, because the aims of the people of Nigeria concerning the operations of what is now popularly referred to in different regions as true federalism is coming to the land. Mr. Speaker will permit me to illuminate the concept of federalism as properly propounded by several thinkers, but the most prominent of them being the Russia. His postulation is to the extent that in a federalist system of government, the composites or the states like Nigeria that forms the bigger body will be more operational in battles that are localized, because they will function better in those areas. The central usually carry very light load, whereas the base, which are the constituting units, carry most of the load in the federation. But we have been operating a federal government in Nigeria that is that only by name, not by structure. Mr. Speaker will agree with me that our federation made the central government very big with us. That is to say, the central government carries so much load that the federation, that the composite states are now left with too little to handle. A state is the best suited to deal with the issue of imprisonment, because inmates are peculiar to the environment where the crime is mostly committed. And it is the state that is in the best position, for example, to use the inmates in a correctional center for the purpose of rehabilitation and reformation in the area of empathy. Again, sir, as has been shown in other developed countries, it is the state government that uses inmates for the purpose of making them to be useful to themselves and society. It is not unusual to find inmates in correctional centers being deployed for farming, being deployed for handwork that is going to also boost the economy. But unfortunately, because of the monstrous nature of a nationally controlled correctional center, most inmates are left to waste for whatever they are doing. In the wisdom of the federal government of Nigeria, last year, the directive was made that even state governments are not licensed to operate correctional centers. Mr. Speaker, it is even more liberal than that. Private citizens can actually now, just like do orphanage home, can now build and operate correctional centers subject to being licensed and competence is also shown. I also want to think as an aside, now that job is very difficult to have, that this is an avenue where some persons may want to invest in. But for the state government of Edo State, being always at the forefront as trailblazers, we have taken the government. We have said that this opportunity being offered must be quickly harnessed. And to that extent, the Edo State government is proposing, and I'm appealing to my noble representatives of this great house to support this bill to stay through the second reading, because it's going to ensure that there is no wastage in incarceration. Anybody who is convicted of a crime may have gone wrong, but it is not a death sentence. So long as it's not a death sentence, this person must be given a chance at reformation. This person must be given a second chance at becoming a better person, even though he had dead in time past. Again, sir, this will also serve as a way of aiding the economical growth of the country. Whereas inmates can be used to become economically viable by engaging in farming and such other trade that are easily accommodated in the structure as designed in this law. So to that extent, I want to move, because time is fast spent, that this bill be allowed to be seconded to a committee to fine-tune, close the T's and dot the I's for the purpose of making us again a primus inter pares state. That is the first among equals. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Once again, I'm the chief, and I represent all the people of East and Southeast State constituency, whose headquarters is at Yarachi. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to support this very important bill before this global assembly. And as I always said, I cannot be appropriating and appropriating at the same time. Mr. Speaker, recall that in the last assembly, a bill was brought to us from the National Assembly, which of course passed through the system and constitutes the fifth alteration of the 1999 Constitution 2023 as amended. But one of those bills, I think that was what the Lord leader was trying to say when we were talking about the concept of true federalism, which maintains or which was fulfilled by the decentralization and devolution of power to the state and the local government in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, this bill before us today, a bill for a law to establish and regulate the Edo State Correctional Service to ensure humane and effective management of offenders, promote information, rehabilitation, reintegration and public safety, and to make provisions for the administration of custodial and non-custodial services in the state and other related matters. Mr. Speaker, if you have been privy to visit the Correctional Center recently, you find out that the life there is pitiable, very, very pitiable. And you see that the essence of sending people to Correctional Center, which was supposed to educate them, bring about information, is really defeated. Mr. Speaker, this bill, when passed into law, will bring about effective management of people in Correctional Center, because ordinarily the concept of Correctional Center was to correct people in case of behaviors, educate them, rehabilitate them, and reform offenders. But that is not what is obtainable presently, because before now, or before the operation, it was only left in the hands of the federal government. But today, state governments are not allowed to partake in these activities, which makes it more economic, which make it more of economic benefit to the society. Mr. Speaker, I also want to tell you that by the time states are partaking, which of course is a part of this bill, in this correctional center, it will create jobs. When more jobs are created, economic activities will grow. Also, it did good for better management of this unit. Mr. Speaker, with these 2 points, I'm happy to let you know that my constituents are in full support of the passage of this bill. Thank you.
And I represent all the people of Mr. Speaker, I feel it is nice for me to be part of the social support this bill. But recently, as a religious leader, I was at the Outing Correctional Center on the pandemic, and I saw a lot of things here. Hence, I was contributing to this bill. Mr. Speaker, I want to urge my colleagues to speedily support the passage of this bill, because it will lead to promotion of information, rehabilitation, and integration of offenders. When you get there, you see a lot of things if you are not wanting to be there. And if you are, Mr. Speaker, it will equally establish institutional and sustainable system for addressing the high number of persons awaiting trial. You get to the correctional center, I don't know here, but you get to the one in my secretarial district, you see a lot of things for yourself. So I believe what we are going to do now is reduce the high number of people or persons awaiting trial. And lastly, Mr. Speaker, it will ensure compliance with international human rights and basic practices. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to appeal to my colleagues, we don't need to waste too much time on this bill. It's a bill, I would say, let it go, because we do some also visit them from time to time, based on our philanthropist activities and others. When you get there, you will not be too happy for what you are seeing. So with what we are doing today, I think it will reduce all these losses in the correctional centers. Mr. Speaker, I have a mandate from the President to support this bill. Thank you.
cities in W and W. We are talking about correctional centers. Most certificates to cognizance. One, are we talking about the maximum prison? Are we talking about the minimum prison? Are we talking about the minimum prison? And the primary aim of this correctional center is to rehabilitate and not to worsen their situation. I will appeal that while we are considering this bill, we should ensure that it is public safety, prevent secure custody, other integrational programs. Most importantly, we have people these days who abuse or drug abusers or whatever, or users. We must put them into custody in these correctional centers because we have so many mental health issues. Yes. We don't have the situation where we put these things in place. At the end of the day, we need to take more substance than what we were taking before we were taking. Therefore, those persons that we are going to employ or government is going to engage their services in carrying out the correctional centers assignment must be trained properly. That is professional training. But then again, there will be counselors. Those counselors are going to be the person that will counsel them. At the end of the day, by the time they leave there, they will not be worse than the way they were before they were taken there. But there are situations when you visit correctional centers, somebody who probably was about 10 degrees in madness. When the person now comes out, will be almost 60 degrees and above. So please, while I'm employing this house to help us to pass this bill or support this bill, we must put all these things into special regulation. Thank you and God bless you.
Since going to the case, I think we have to put the question from it to pass through the second. Very much after the bench should scale the government and say, this bill should take it back to judiciary for two. Please be much better to 1 week.
The House come adjourn sitting till Monday, November 4, 2024.
Mr. Speaker, I start on my 2 feet. So, move the motion of adjournment to the extent that this honorable House do not adjourn sitting till Monday, 4th November 2024 at 10 a.m. And so, thank you.
That is honorable outcome sitting on Monday, 4th November 2024 at 10 a.m.
Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am. We no dey take blame. From Edo State House of Assembly, Ekata Ojesoli, TMC TV News.